Hello. You're welcome once again to your favorite ride home front on EWTV.
Yum.
Thank you for joining us again today. You know how we like to be called. We are the
Headaches.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Yes, we have another topic to discuss today. And our topic today is handling conflicts in the home. Conflict. Handling conflict in the home. What about conflict?
Yeah, conflict is something we need to talk about, especially in the homes, in the home. As couple, we need to talk about it. You know, conflict is part of life, even beyond the home, the workplace, the community, in school. There's always conflicts. But what matters is how we are able to respond and handle the conflicts. And even in the home, we can't deny that sometimes there may be friction, but how are we able to handle it? And that's what we're talking about, conflicts in the home. You know, we need to be able to talk about this. Sometimes couple just want to pretend they are as if all is well, or I'm just quiet, I'm on my own. We need to be able to know how to deal with conflict effectively so that we can have a smooth relationship. And that's what we'll be talking about today. We'll be dealing with what causes this conflict and how we're going to deal with it. I think we should start with assumption. Assumption in marriage. It's one thing that has killed so many marriages, where you always assume things. You know, it is very bad because I've seen myself also in that situation where I will assume, you know, maybe you see something and instead of asking questions, you just conclude, hey, I talk and you just dwell on it. And sometimes after a long while, you discover that this thing that I've been thinking is this way is actually not so. The person didn't even think or go that way. You may see somebody greet your wife or your spouse and say hi, and your mind, hey, this one is person saying hi. Are you sure there's nothing going on between them? Somebody may just send a harmless message and you read a lot of meaning to it and you'll be nursing it. Or sometimes you may see money in your an alert coming, and maybe because your spouse didn't tell you, say, hey, so they send her money and she didn't tell me. Hey, let me keep quiet and know whether she will say it. And after a month she has not said it. I asked her, do you have money? She said no. You know, I've been in that situation and I later discovered that the person, somebody just put money in her account
to keep,
and later she returned it. And so you'll be nursing that, so she had money she didn't give me. This woman is wicked. Assumption has killed so many. So this person is her ex. So this man that said hello, and maybe later you will discover that
there was
nothing. He doesn't even know the man from Adam. The person just. So assumption has killed so many relationships, and because we are not talking or asking questions, how? So in dealing with that assumption, when you see things you are not clear with, ask questions. Honey, what happened? How come they got this? Oh, sorry. Something like me, sometimes I may forget. Sorry, somebody that put the money. By the time sometimes you discover what happened, a lot of damage have been done. We need to communicate. I'm sure you have something to say about the assumption.
Yes, you see, conflict can be deadly. I've always thought that women have the greater percentage of people who assume. Yes, people who assume that, he did it like this. You know, sometimes we assume because of something that may have happened in the past.
Yeah.
And we use that to begin to judge our spouses even now. You know, you say, that is how he is. That is how he is doing it. It's deliberate. You know, like you said, I really think that it is wisdom for us to sit back, relax, and ask questions. What really happened? Why did you do this like this? You may think, or the person's actions and reaction may say something that the person actually doesn't mean.
Very true.
So it's okay for us to go ahead to ask questions. Ask. Some people say, I ask a lot. that my husband will feel like, ask. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. And I think that would take us to our next discussion of lack of communication.
That's
one other thing that causes conflicts.
Yes, we are going to talk about lack of communication. This assumption is really, really key. I want couples to begin to look into it. Don't say, because it's from this place, that's the way they used to do, because they are from this, that's the way last year she talked to me. Last year has passed. Today is not last year. Ask question. Assumption can kill marriages. Yes, we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about a lack of communication and how we can handle that too. We know a lot are watching, and you may have questions to ask concerning this topic or this discussion. Please feel free to send us a direct message, an email, or even write in the comment section. You can drop your messages there, ask your questions, and we'll have opportunity where we'll be able to handle your questions. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles as displayed in the screen. We'll be going on a short break. Please don't go away. Join us again.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. It's good to know you went nowhere. Thank you for being there. Yes, our discussion continues. Lack of communication. You see, part of what brings assumption is because there is no communication. Right? It can happen from the two sides. Something is happening. Please talk. Talk about it. Tell your spouse. One thing I believe, as much as it lies within your power, your spouse should know every detail that they need to know.
Very true.
Don't be a short-waved communication person. Oh, how are you? Fine. What happened? He came. Bam.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. Who was that person? My friend. What did he say? Something. No. Go further. Communicate. Remember that you are a team. Talk about it. This person needs to know so that anywhere in the world, in the spirit realm, this person can stand in defense of you. It's okay to talk about it. Tell your spouse, this is what happened, this is why he came, and please, I want to, talk to the men. Please talk. Talk. Some men do not like to talk. You're asking them something, they just give you summary. Even the summary is summarized.
Summarized summary.
And you begin to wonder. And for we women, we want to hear everything. Word for word. Yes, we know that a man may not really be able to tell us word for word, but please, help us. Go a little further and just help our ministry and talk about it. Communication is key.
Very true.
In marriage, you must talk about every single thing. Nothing is too small to talk about, and nothing is too big to talk about. Just like nothing is too small to pray about, it is the same way. Pray about it, talk about it, discuss, get action points, strike out some things together, put in some things together. I'm telling you, you will have a beautiful home. Peace will just be flowing in your home anyhow.
Just full everywhere. I think this is an area I really, really want, like you said. I've had my own fair share in this area of not communicating. And sometimes what it has cost me, I'll be wondering, why did I allow myself to get into this wahala? Something I would have just said. As men will be like, I'm fine, it's okay. Good. How much do you have in your card? It's money. I have money. How much do you have? As simple as these things are, and the woman will not be left with the notion that there's something. You don't bring suspicion, you don't bring doubt, and fear. You're no longer comfortable around the person. And it's just one small thing that you'd have just said, it's just this what is there, or this what I use this for. It will not kill you. And I said, but you shouldn't have done that. Understand? Communication is key. I've told myself, I said, brother, you need to learn to talk. Because this thing has caused me a lot of issue. And sometimes I just got a necessary issue. Man, let's talk. Let's talk. Even though we are not okay, really at the right frame of mind to speak at that time. Make sure it doesn't drag too long and you talk about it. Darling, this is what is going on. Darling, I don't like what happened. This is what happened. And your words are gracious and they are filled with love and grace. Even when you are communicating. Because some people may be communicating, what did you do there?
Like war.
Like war. In communication, there's understanding. If there's no understanding, you're not communicating, you are shouting.
You are making noise.
You are making noise.
Yes,
so when you are
true.
communicating, I'm not saying you should make noise. I think there should be understanding. There's a flow of information. And you are not communicating until the person has understood you. So you cannot say, I told you it's there now, but I don't understand. I told you 50 times, but I don't understand. There is no communication until there is understanding. What makes communication effective is understanding.
Yes.
And we would have avoided so many issues
Troubles.
when we communicate. And as little as that thing is, it can escalate. Because once that thing happens, it now leads to another one, start building, start escalating to different areas. And by the time you trace, or just one small thing you felt it was insignificant, but can cost you your home. Let's learn to talk. Let's learn to communicate. Let's learn to build trust. Let's learn to understand one another. This marriage is not a difficult thing. It's just understanding.
Yes, and I also want to say on this aspect of understanding, he has really talked to the men. Women, we also must learn to communicate properly. Yes. And again, we must learn to listen. You listen to understand.
Very true.
Someone is talking, you are talking. That is not communication.
That is true.
Both of you are talking and both of you want to understand. How?
Listen
So you listen to understand. If you don't listen, you can't understand.
Very true.
So it's okay to just sit down and listen.
Very true.
Okay, we must also learn in conflict to separate the problem from the person. It's a problem we both need to deal with. Settle with your spouse and deal with it. And every conflict in marriage can be resolved and should be resolved. Resolved by who? By you and your spouse. One secret to just wrap up is it's okay to allow your conflict to be settled in the four walls of your room. You don't necessarily have to take it out.
Yeah.
Sit down there, settle it. You can't settle it. You are a team. And you will settle it. So thank you for joining us today. I am sure you have enjoyed this episode. Please join us. Remember to ask your question. Follow us on all our handles. And remember that we are your hosts, the Edits. See you again next time.
Bye-bye.